Just a slight heads up, this video is going to be a little bit different than the rest. There's not going to be any action shots, any vlog, any traveling, just me talking to you, reflecting on this past year, this past decade, accomplishing goals, and all that other good stuff. Once again, I appreciate you guys checking it out. Thank you. If you were to ask me a year ago if I knew I was going to be where I was at today, I probably would have told you yeah. I think that mindset is everything. Without the mindset, you can't really accomplish what you want to set out to do. You have to create goals, write them down, long-term, short-term, and check in with yourself on a realistic timeline for those goals. After I graduated college, I always knew that I wanted to end up in San Diego. I never knew how I was going to get out here, or where I was going to work, or if I was going to figure out who to stay with. But I knew I was going to make it happen. Last year, this time, I was living in La Mesa for only about 2 months with my sister. And I thank her for the opportunity, because if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't have had startup here. I think at a very early age, my mom taught me how to really grab life by the steering wheel. When you're at the steering wheel, you tend to see all the people that are asleep at the wheel, if that makes any sense. For a week now, I tried figuring out what I was going to put out this last week. I ended up making 2 videos. I made a snowboarding video, and I made a what's in my camera bag video. And I still think those videos are going to come out, but probably just in the later coming weeks. I really wanted to end this year reflecting. A lot of people do their rewind and show all the things that they've done, all the places they've seen. And essentially that's what this video is, a reflection. I think it's also for the future me as well. I hope that in 2, 3, 4, 5 years that I'm still doing YouTube videos. It's definitely something that I love and that I go out of my way to do. I don't think that I've ever felt this passionate about doing something, especially something that I'm good at. I always knew that I wanted to make videos. I wasn't exactly sure how or if I'd even be able to with the equipment that I had. When really, the equipment really didn't matter at all. Your mindset is everything. I think at the top of this year, I was a lot more impatient. And I think that if you go back a couple years too, that impatientness was even higher. With goals, you want to be quick, but not in a hurry. Accepting the process, putting in the time, that's all part of the gig. A year ago, if you would have told me I would have been living with Avery, I wouldn't have believed you. But things happened for the better. Throughout the year, I was inspired by a bunch of people. The Elon Musks, the Joe Rogans, the Jockos, the Peter McKinnons, pretty much anything I could get my hands on through YouTube. What was different from last year to this year is that I think I spent more time watching videos on YouTube than I did listening to music, which is a big thing for me. The thing about YouTube is that it's not Netflix or Hulu. There's a lot of digestible information and knowledge going around that you could really learn from. Everything I learned about how to use a camera was from YouTube. I didn't own half the gear that I do own now at the beginning of last year. And if you would have told me last year that I was making videos full-time for a company, I probably wouldn't have believed you on that. In a year just living in San Diego, I accomplished my goals. I think the goals that I have set forthcoming are long-term goals in the next 5 years. And what I mean by that is that I'm in cruise control right now. And I'm okay with that because that includes showing up to work every day and working on my craft. And working at Lawyer's Title provides me the foundation to do the things that I love, like snowboarding, traveling, hanging out with Ave, and just all around doing the things that I love. Mindset is everything. You always think to yourself, man, if I knew the stuff I know now that I would have known a year ago, I'd be so much farther. But that's the learning process. Patience and mindset is the key. I really think that if you can grasp those things, then you can accomplish almost anything that you want to. Goals are important to me. I think at times that I could be super selfish about them, but I think to achieve your goals, you need to be at least a little selfish. And I'm not saying in a mean way. I'm saying with things like your time, your money, and your bandwidth. Bandwidth was an incredibly important thing that I learned this year. If you can only pack so much into your day, then why would you pile on more? Bandwidth is important because you could easily stretch yourself out. It's really nice to identify the bandwidth that you have, what you can do in that bandwidth, and then what you can do for yourself in that bandwidth. I think once you learn to control your bandwidth, then things get a little bit easier. Like saying no. I hope in 2020 that I continue making videos. The past couple years, I've looked back every single time and I've always said to myself that I accomplished everything that I wanted to. Of course, there's things that I wish I could do more of, but because of time and funds and things like that, you're limited. But I guess that's the journey. Once you realize you're along for the ride, things get a lot better. Nothing is better than the process or the grind. I really want to thank you guys for keeping up this year and checking in week after week with me. I promise the content's only really going to get better, and I'll continue to treat your time just as valuable as my time. I hope you accomplished everything you wanted to this year, and if anybody ever has any questions about camera or anything that I'm interested in, please feel free to reach out and ask. Again, I appreciate all the continued support, and I'll see you guys next year. Happy New Year.